I think for every Sonic the Hedgehog movie video I make, I'm just gonna wear this Paramount hoodie, you know? Be the shill I am. What's going on, guys? It's me, SpeedSuperSonic, bringing you guys another video. In this video today, we are talking about a topic that I have brushed over in the past. I think I mentioned this in almost every video related to the Sonic movie and its success in particular, that being the box office. I have brushed over this, like I said, and I might have gone into some detail on it. The box office is a pretty big deal. The box office will determine whether this movie is a success or not. Honestly, this is kind of hard to say, but it is a fact, and it is true. This movie doesn't have to be good to get a sequel. This movie can be a monstrosity, but it can make a lot of money, and they'll greenlight a sequel. There's the Transformers movies. There's some X-Men movies that were like really bad, like a lot of them in a row. Those still got sequels. Hell, the DCEU has a lot of bad movies, and they're still making those things. Because even though they might not make as much money as Marvel, they still make a lot of money. This is just commonplace in Hollywood. So, Sonic is a Hollywood film. It applies to Sonic 2. Now, I've been reading a couple articles that have stated Sonic will win its opening weekend. That is good. That is big news. I've stated that this film will without a doubt win its opening weekend. It's not going against the Kingsman anymore. It's not going up against any other films. A lot of its competition is just simply move. Sonic is going up against Fantasy Island, which is just a random horror film. Maybe it's a bigger deal than I know, but for what I know, I haven't heard that much hype around it, only in relation to the Sonic movie. And it's tracking for a $20 to $30 million opening weekend. Domestically, and domestically is America, so I'm not talking about UK or any other places it's opening on Valentine's Day weekend. That is just domestically, so that's not the worldwide box office. Now here's the thing. This all relies on the budget of the film and the money it makes back. The Sonic the Hedgehog movie had a budget of $90 million. Then they had the redesign, which was $5 million. Some people were saying it was like $30 million. That is not true whatsoever. That is false information. It was $5 million. Budget comes out to $95 million. So if this movie's clocking in at a $20 to $30 million opening weekend in America, then maybe something could be happening. Whenever I hear the Sonic movie discussed, I always hear it compared to Detective Pikachu, and that's relatively fair. Pokemon is a video game-ish franchise. It's very multimedia. More people probably know about the cartoon and the card game and the merchandise campaign more than they do the video games. Even though I'm not a fan of Pokemon, I understand the cultural impact it has. But me personally, I saw Detective Pikachu, but I still did not enjoy that movie. I thought it was bland, I thought it was poorly written, I thought it was poorly directed and acted. It was just not a good movie for me. So I don't really like Sonic being compared to Detective Pikachu that much because I'm scared that it will be bad like Detective Pikachu. Detective Pikachu was $150 to make. This is the second time I've done this. Gosh darn it, I meant to say 150 million. Stupid Ricardo. Sonic the Hedgehog is 95. I think Detective Pikachu ended at like a little under 500 million. So it made its money back. It made the marketing budget back. But I like to compare Sonic more to the Ninja Turtles franchise more than anything else. It's so eerily similar to that, even if the franchises are like different in concept. So that 2014 Ninja Turtles movie came out, $125 million to make, and it made 7 million short of 500 million. So it made a lot of money back for the studio. Very similar to Detective Pikachu, but I don't understand why there hasn't been a sequel announced just yet. You never know. So I'm hoping that Sonic rides that line of Ninja Turtles because I feel like Sonic is on a similar trajectory. Now, Sonic the Hedgehog is projected to be $20 to $30 million opening weekend domestically. Ninja Turtles was expected to be around $40 to $45 million. That's not a giant difference. That's around $10 to $15 million of a difference. However, Ninja Turtles total was $65.5 million opening weekend domestically. So just because numbers say one thing doesn't mean it's going to perform that way. Ninja Turtles was very big back in the early 2010s, so maybe they didn't see how actually successful that franchise was. Just because their projections are saying 20 to 30 million doesn't mean that the film is going to be 20 to 30. It could make 45 or 50. Not saying it will, but I'm saying that it will probably make more money than they are suggesting. Sonic is the only children's movie that will be out around that time. There's no Pixar film until the following month. No Disney, no DreamWorks, none of that. Sonic is the only real family film they'll be out around that time. And being on a Valentine's Day weekend is very good for the movie. It's holiday, people are going to be going on dates throughout the weekend, something cute, something to have fun with. And sure, while there's going to be Fantasy Island, I think is the name of it, that's a horror movie, and horror does do really good for Valentine's, but I don't honestly see it making that much money. Like, honestly, this looks like a nature documentary on the surface. So that's what the Sonic the Hedgehog movie is looking like in terms of money, also comparing it to other films of similar nature. Now, what will happen if this movie either succeeds or bombs? Now, if it succeeds, I guarantee you, there will be a sequel announced in just a few weeks. I recall Ninja Turtles being announced probably a week or in the week of the film's initial openings. If this movie makes its money back within the first or even second weekend, I see a sequel being announced. And I do see it. I mean, 90 to 95 million. There's also a marketing budget, which is still pricey, so the movie does have to make a lot of money. You can't just sit on the sidelines and say, oh, just me, one person, will make no difference. You do make a difference. If this movie succeeds, there will be a sequel announced in the first or second week. It needs to make a lot of money in the first or second weekend. If it doesn't, I don't know. I see the movie making its money back, but if it's over a long period of time, I'm not sure. If it makes it back within first or second weekend, I think we're good to go for a sequel. DVD and Blu-ray sales go into that too, also digital sales. So if the movie succeeds, it's getting a sequel, and I think that there will be more money put into the sequel, maybe some higher star power, and they'll take more risks with it and do more fan service, I'd honestly say. Because I think Paramount honestly underestimated how big the Sonic the Hedgehog fan base is. Now here's the scary timeline. What if this movie bombs? What if it is a box office flop? Well, first things first, there will be no sequel. No way in hell there will be a sequel. If this movie does not make its money back, or even if it only makes $95 million, it is still not getting a sequel. Doesn't matter if Blu-ray sales are slightly higher, no, it is not getting a sequel. Next thing, there will probably never be another theatrical Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I think Hollywood, if this movie bombs, they will have officially lost hope in this brand and license. They wouldn't want to deal with the backlash that has already been happening with fans. I don't think any studio wants to go through that and have negative publicity about their film. They'll see it as non-profitable. They wouldn't want to put any money into it. If anything were to happen, there probably would be a small limited release. There would be a poorly animated CGI movie that would probably be out in like January of like a year. That's like the future of Sonic films for me if this movie bombs. If this movie doesn't succeed, there's almost no hope for a Sonic the Hedgehog film franchise or another Sonic the Hedgehog movie reboot if this does bad, period. There will not be anything if this movie does bad. This movie has to succeed, it has to make its money back, and even a sequel will have to make its money back. It probably wouldn't have to make as much money as the first one, but it would still have to make its money back. Every movie, if you want a sequel, has to make its money back. It has to be a success. I see this film opening with $40 million. I do not see this movie making 20 to 30. The Sonic the Hedgehog fan base is much bigger than people expect. I think more families will go to see this. I think more people on dates will go to see this. The social media hype surrounding it has been much bigger than most people know, or than these Hollywood analysts are seeing. It's projected to win its opening weekend. They'll be able to have the tagline, #1 movie in America. Maybe even #1 movie in the world, you never know. I'll be able to have that commercial for maybe just 1 week, but still. This movie succeeding means that we will get a sequel, we'll get franchises, we'll get more Sonic, period. This franchise will be seen as much more viable than it has been seen as of right now. I'm sure Sega's actually been turned away by multiple studios or outlets or different companies because maybe they don't see Sonic as a viable franchise. That's just honestly something that has probably happened. Sonic Boom failing, all of that really hurt the franchise. Stores pulled out of Sonic, they're slowly gaining the trust back of the franchise now. Target's been accepting it, Walmart's been accepting it. We need that to continue. Sonic needs to have a positive reputation because if he has more overwhelmingly negative stuff, it's not good for the franchise. That's just obvious, I think. So, that is what we are looking at. Now, here's my final statement. Will the Sonic the Hedgehog movie be a box office success, or will it be a box office bomb? Here we go. I think that this movie will be a box office success. Just barely though. I think it will 100% make its money back by the second weekend. It will make a lot more money overseas than most people think. It will make most of its money over here in America, domestically, and there will be a sequel. I do see this happening. I have that feeling, and I don't usually get that feeling about things that are close to me. So, let me know what you guys think. Do you think the Sonic the Hedgehog movie will be a box office success, or do you think it will be a box office bomb? Let me know in the comment section down below. I also have a poll up there, so if you guys want to do the poll and see what most people are thinking, then go ahead and click that. We also have a bunch of other Sonic the Hedgehog movie videos you can check out. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe. We post all the time about all things Sonic the Hedgehog. So if you're not part of the family, join it. We'd love to have you. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Wah!